Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Alex with Sunrise Farm. Thank you guys for being here and watching. And if you're interested, please like and subscribe down below for all garden, homestead content. It really helps out. I really appreciate it. Let's get into the video. So yesterday we went to our local greenhouse and we also went to Tractor Supply to purchase some things. I'm just going to do a quick little haul and I'll put up on the screen what my greenhouse has, how it's set up and everything so you guys can see what I recorded while we were there. I did go to Tractor Supply and purchase 2 things of Kentucky Wonder pole beans. I did plant pole beans. I'll put a picture up over here so you guys can see those. Unfortunately, a few months ago, we purchased a large batch of bulk aged compost and it was not properly aged and it has wreaked havoc throughout my whole garden. So that's why I purchased the things that I've purchased here. To replace that, I have to go out there and clean that all out today. But it's Sunday. I'm in my pajamas. I just got done mowing the lawn. I just ate lunch. So I'm relaxing right now. And I figured this would be the perfect time to show you guys what I got. So I got this entire tray here for $20 and there are 2 pots, but most of it is 4 packs and they sell 4 packs, but in each 4 pack, there's usually like 8 plants. They do a really good job of seeding and you'll notice that the tomatoes that I show you guys are a little past their prime. A lot of the things that they have right now were started probably January, February, and it's a little late in the game to be buying starts, especially in my zone. We're in zone 7, but in the area that we're in North Carolina, we're up in the mountains. So it still gets a little bit chilly. The other day it was like 40 degrees. So I'm just going to go through what I got and show you guys. Let's start with the herbs. So if you haven't seen my previous videos, I do talk about how a company reached out for me to promote their seeds. And unfortunately, their seeds were very hit or miss. I had a couple that did really great. For instance, my Roma and beefsteak tomatoes from them did amazing. The herbs and the peppers, however, were a huge flop. So most of my herbs did not germinate. Thankfully, I did have some saved seeds for things like dill and cilantro. However, my lemon balm never germinated. So I picked up a cute little thing of lemon balm. I also picked up a thing of rosemary. I'm going to go on a little bit of a tangent. I love rosemary. We use it all the time. I had it out here in my kitchen garden, which is just kind of the garden that we have off our deck that we use when we're grilling or just for convenience purposes to hop right inside and use things in the kitchen, things like herbs. I have my creeping thyme over there that came back beautifully. However, my sage and my rosemary died this year. Again, this is where the tangent starts. So 5 years ago when we bought our house, my mother-in-law gave us a large rosemary bush. It was gorgeous and I planted it out in my garden. If you're a longtime follower, you may remember it. It was a very big, beautiful bush and it had been out in the garden. Beautiful. I had planted it in the ground. Unfortunately, we used to let our dog roam throughout all of our property, and I'm pretty sure originally I thought it died because of a cold winter. However, I do now think that maybe that was his favorite bush to pee on, and that's why it died. That bush died. It lived for 3 years. It was amazing while it was here. The second one I had 2 years ago, I think, or maybe last year, I planted in my Epic Gardening raised bed. Again, link below if you guys are interested. I always appreciate it, even if you don't buy anything and you just click. Anyway, again, this is a tangent. I planted it in a raised bed, and I think this was the coldest winter we've had in North Carolina since I've lived here. I mean, we had 6 to 8 inches of snow where we are. It was cold for weeks on end. People's water was shutting off because things around here just aren't set up for such cold temperatures. And because it was in a raised bed and not in the ground, I think that the root system got too cold being up against the edge of the bed and it died. I love rosemary. Got another one. Hope you enjoyed my story. Okay, now on to the other things. If you saw my short on Instagram, or my, it's called a reel on Instagram. If you saw my reel on Instagram, I thought I bought some beautiful rainbow Swiss chard. I bought rainbow Swiss chard from this same greenhouse last year. It was absolutely gorgeous. Upon further inspection of said rainbow Swiss chard, I'm pretty sure I bought rainbow beets. So I do love beets. I wanted Swiss chard. It's fine. They're going to get eaten. Up next, I have two varieties of watermelon. And like I was saying, each of these has 8 in them. So I did get 8 watermelon for what would be a normal 4-pack. These are Crimson Sweet, and they're just kind of a smaller, riper, sweeter watermelon. And these are the Charleston Gray. And if you don't know what these are, I grew almost a 50-pound one of these my first year gardening here. It was huge. The rind is a lot lighter. It's a lot thicker. The inside is it's hard to explain. I think the tag says it's like fiberglassy, but obviously it's not fiberglassy. Like it's not, I don't know if that's the right word to explain it. Anyway, those are the watermelons I got. I got 8 of each of them. Did I need watermelon? Absolutely not. Do I have watermelon seeds that I've already put in the garden? I sure do. You know what? They're going to get eaten. I have kids. Fruit is their favorite thing. That's why we're doubling our fruit production, tripling our fruit production here on the property. If you haven't seen that video, I'll link it up top. We've added blueberry bushes. We've added 10 new blueberry bushes from Rain Tree Nursery and 5 new fruit trees also from Rain Tree Nursery. Again, I'll link those up above. Let's do our peppers next. Like I said, that company that reached out to me sent me peppers. I was really excited because there was a lot of great variety. However, it was not the greatest turnout. Unfortunately, only one variety of the peppers that they sent me, of the pepper seeds that they sent me, actually germinated. I was really excited for poblano peppers. I love poblano peppers. I use them to kind of stuff, like a stuffed pepper, and put them on the grill, things like that. We don't have any of those this year. And sadly, the greenhouse up the road did not have any. So I did get 2 things of banana peppers. I got a sweet banana pepper and a hot banana pepper. So I really like spicy peppers. I've got a bunch over in the garden already. I do also have a bunch of sweet peppers. So things like my Sweet Bell blend, which is like yellow, orange, red peppers, and then my California Wonder, which are the green large bell peppers. So I have those. And then the last 4-packs are tomatoes. And like I said, some of the tomatoes look a little rough. They will bounce back. Once you plant them out, they're going to be absolutely fine. I'm going to start with these ones. These are German Johnson tomatoes. I don't know if you can see the picture on the tag, but they're just a really big, beefy, thick tomato with not a lot of juice, so it's like a lot of flesh on the inside, and they get really big and like a deep dark red. So I have a 4-pack of those. I have a 4-pack of the Cherokee Purple. I purchase my Cherokee Purple tomatoes from them every year. It's one of the few tomatoes that I do not grow from seed, just because I do get them from the local greenhouse, and I like to support a local small business. So great heirloom variety. I could always save seeds from them if I wanted to plant my own seeds. Up next, I have a variety that I've never grown before. Again, these ones look very rough, but if you can see, there's already a little tomato on these ones. So I have hope that they will come back. They're very bumpy down here, so they're definitely trying to grow a thicker, deeper root system. So I'll probably plant them all the way up here when I do plant them out. These are Mr. Stripey, and these are a like very green, yellow with red stripe. They're more of a small tomato, but they are an heirloom variety. So again, I could save seeds from them if I wanted to. I'm very excited about these. These are a high producer, I'm told. And then last but not least is a friend favorite over on Instagram. I have a friend who grows hillbilly tomatoes every year. They are not an heirloom variety, so I can't really save seeds from them. However, hers are always huge and gorgeous, and the color is absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you can see the picture, but they're very red with yellow streaks in them. Absolutely gorgeous. I can't wait to cut into some of these and show you guys later in the year. All right, so that was my haul from my local greenhouse. Again, please remember to try and support locally. You don't have to grow all your own vegetables from seed. You can find a greenhouse nearby that is going to give you a wonderful garden and a beautiful turnout for a lot cheaper than big box stores. So if you could support your local mom and pop greenhouses, that is like how I grew up. That's what my grandparents did. So I really, even though, like I said, I grow a ton of stuff from seed, I always go over there. I always pick out a bunch of stuff. And some years it really saves my butt, especially years where things like this compost situation have happened. I don't know if I'm going to add that into this video. I think I'll add that into another video, or maybe at the end of this video, I'll do kind of like a before and the issue that we're having currently. And then after, once I get all these things in and they start growing and flourishing out in the garden. And as always, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching. I can't tell you enough. I will take you guys along as things continue to grow, what we're growing, how we care for them, all the things, and have a wonderful rest of your May growing season.
Just get the ripest one. I get them little ones, they taste better.